Nintendo's E3 Direct is right around the corner, so I wanted to share my predictions and wishes for what they're going to show this year. Everyone's been throwing around their opinions, so I thought I might as well join in. All of these are sure to happen with 100% certainty, and if you disagree with me, then you're wrong. Also, after the Direct, I'm going to be making another video so you can laugh at my mistakes then. What I want to talk about first is the games that I expect to have full-blown showcases. The most obvious one of these is Luigi's Mansion 3. Not only was there gameplay in the September Direct, but there's a demo happening on the show floor at E3, so I think it's safe to say that this will have a full gameplay reveal and probably a fall release date. Another game coming soon that we don't know too much about is Link's Awakening. Now, I don't think they're gonna go as in-depth with it as they are for Luigi's Mansion, but I think they will go over the gameplay mechanics and the brief story. I just don't expect too much information. Astral Chain is complicated because they did give a lot of information when they revealed it, but at the same time I feel like there could be more that they want to share. They may not give a full showcase, but I expect them to at least mention it in depth. And then we get to Animal Crossing, which I really have just no hope for at this point. They don't have any gameplay, we don't have a story or premise or anything, we don't even have a logo. It's also not playable on the show floor at E3, which might just be because it doesn't demo well, but at the same time, I feel like they would have found a proper way to demo it. I honestly expect it to get delayed, which makes me pretty sad, but that's just inevitable at this point. As for games that we know about, but I think they're going to give a little bit of information on, I think we should expect Super Mario Maker 2. They might show off one of the new styles that they're planning, they might give extra details about the release. I just expect to see it. Another safe pick for something that they might mention is Fire Emblem Three Houses. It's coming out in only a month, so I don't see why they wouldn't just slap some new information in there. And then something I'm pretty excited to see in action, Doom Eternal for the Switch. I just think that they're going to want to put it into the Direct for more advertisement. Also, Daemon X Machina. Remember that game? I barely do. It was revealed a year ago and we still don't have a release date on it. I think that they're at least going to give us that. The last thing that I want to talk about for this section is Cadence of Hyrule. We haven't gotten a solid release date and it was scheduled for spring. So I'm expecting them to do a soft drop, where they reveal it's coming later that day. That's about it in terms of things that we already know, so now it's time to talk about new reveals for 2020 and beyond. While I don't necessarily expect it to happen, I think there's definitely a possibility for a sequel to Mario Odyssey. It's the only one of Nintendo's major games for the Switch that hasn't gotten any support in terms of DLC. It may be too early to expect it now, but I still think there's a possibility for the C3. The Pikmin series hasn't gotten an entry since 2013, and I really hope it continues on the Switch. Pikmin 4 would be nice obviously, but I'm more expecting a Pikmin 3 port. It's just one of the last big Wii U games that we haven't seen any news on, and I think that this is a good time to reveal it. With the Best Buy leak and the Game Awards rumors, I think this has all been leading up to a reveal of Metroid Prime Trilogy for the Switch. It's been one of the most requested games, and I think that if they get attention now from the Metroid series on the Switch, it would greatly benefit Metroid Prime 4 in the future. Speaking of the Best Buy leak, Persona 5. While it's true that a lot of the Persona 5 news is over, I still think that doesn't mean that we can't expect a port. You really never know with Nintendo, and Atlus hasn't gone too far out of their way to deconfirm anything like this. And as I said, the Best Buy leak earlier this year basically confirmed the game, so I'm not quite sure. Now that handheld Nintendo developers are working for the Switch instead of the 3DS, I think it's fair to expect some handheld series come over to the Switch. Some of the easiest bets are WarioWare Rhythm Heaven, although a new Mario and Luigi game could be possible. Either way, I'd be pretty surprised to not see at least one of these games in the next year or so. Retro Studios has been silent for the past 5 or 6 years, and I think it's pretty obvious that they've been working on something pretty big over that time span. And after the recent shift in development for Metroid Prime 4, They even started hiring extra developers, so I think that they've split the two teams up at Retro Studios to work on Metroid Prime 4 separately and then also the previous project. The last reveal I think might be possible is DLC for Super Mario Party. When the game first came out, a lot of people complained about the lack of content, and the game hasn't had any updates since its initial reveal. I think that now would be a good time to either make a sequel or just start adding on content to the first game. Lastly, it's time to talk about the bane of my existence. Smash Brothers. Sakurai has already confirmed that there will be a fighter revealed this direct, so it's just a matter of who it is. My two predictions are either Banjo or Rayman. Banjo-Kazooie seems more likely now that Microsoft and Nintendo have this tight bond, and their relationship has really grown well over the past year. And Rayman is a really simple pick, but what really pushes him over the edge for me is a really stupid but really convincing leak about how people found Rayman in the ice of the Battlefield stage. If that's not convincing for you, I don't know what is. Well yeah, that's about it. There's only been 2 directs in the past 8 months, so I really expect this to be a good one. Let me know what you guys expect, and I'll see you next time.
Mario teaches typing remap.